Whoa, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Locker Room Sports Show. I'm your host, Mike Laro. Again, it's Thursday night. I am kicking you off, getting you guys ready for Eagles football tonight. And whoo, boy, do we have a lot to cover here in this next 60 minutes or so. Because trust me, guys, I'm going to be out of here because I want to get home in time to watch this last game. So checking in. Daniel, what's going on, man? Thank you for checking in today. Hopefully everything's good with you guys. Guys, starting off, man, we're going to get right into it, man. These fighting Phils, man. There's the, how about that? Got the wife checking in there. What's going on, honey? Phils take 2 of 3 from those San Francisco Giants. God, man, Trey Turner continues to be hot. Another guy who's really starting to pick it up and get hot is one Bryce Harper. God, again, yesterday, just, what can I tell you? Bottom of the ninth, hits a 3-run home run, ties the game. When it looked like they weren't going to, they ultimately end up falling short, but he's starting to get going at the right time of the year. Definitely looking forward to seeing what he can do. I want to give, Tymon Walker showed some grit the other night as well, taking that forearm shot off of taking the ball off of the forearm. Just the way the Phillies are starting to battle back, starting to get like that little October feel here. If you've been down at the old bank. With that being said, the Phillies, they kind of opened up their lead in the wild card. Right now, I believe it was 2.5 over the Cubbies going into today. 3 up over the Giants, and now, well, actually, the Giants actually got bumped out of the playoffs picture right now. Arizona's kind of slipped in there, so it's looking good for the Phils right now, man. But to me, this team's only going to go as far. They need Aaron Nola. Aaron Nola's got to get right. I thought he did this week. Again, had the shaky first inning. If you're going to get one bad inning out of Aaron Nola, they got to make sure that they can score at least 5 runs for him. If they score 5 runs for him, I think they're going to be okay. As far as, doing what they need to do. With that being said, this Phillies team, to me, I thought Rob Thompson's done a pretty good job. A lot of people were getting on him in the beginning of the new year. Whole family's checking in. I love it. Rob Thompson is definitely checking in. It's my mother-in-law. Hi, Terry. They have. I feel like they got to get a little bit more sturdy when it comes to running this stuff with, saying, what's the word I'm looking for here? They have to get more consistent with their offense. They got to stop leaving guys on base. Over this past couple of weeks, especially last weekend, they got to start righting their ship a little bit. They got to stop giving away these series to not very good baseball teams. It's kind of what you're getting now. They had San Francisco coming in. They took 2 out of 3 from them. Good. They were a team that was on the Phillies' heels, and the Phillies did what they had to do. Just keep taking series. Now they got a Cardinals team coming in. It's just putrid, man. And they should be able to take care of those Cardinals relatively with ease. The reason why I say that is because, to me, I don't know, man. To me, it just seems like they don't do what they need to do. But when it comes down to it, like they don't take care of what they need to take care of. It's always something that's getting in the way of what they need to do. If it's an error or something, that's something with this Phillies team that I've been seeing throughout most of the year. Hopefully now they can start, getting their head on right, playing good baseball. Trey Turner and Harper have just been hot hot, which is good. Because guys like Castellanos and the kids have kind of cooled off a little bit. Bryson Stott's starting to heat up again, but Bohm's kind of definitely chilled off a little bit. So with them, I really want to see what Rob Thompson does going forward. To Gregory Soto, my man's getting to be a little coming out of the bullpen. Hopefully they can try to figure that out. Hopefully with Alvarado coming back now, you should be able to, with Alvarado coming back, you should be able to sit there and do that. My man Dibes checking in. If Trey Turner stays hot, I really like our chances. Dibes, me too. Guys, don't forget tonight, make sure you stay tuned. Dibes usually has the Eagles game covered, halftime and halftime and post game. Make sure you guys definitely stay tuned to that. Those guys are numero uno when it comes to dissecting the birds. And I'm pretty sure halftime will be a pretty good show tonight, Dibes. So make sure you come right here on EOP. Check them out. Also, guys, at 9 o'clock, too, make sure you check out Attacking the Third. You guys will be coming in covering the Union. So definitely make sure that we got a full night here on EOP. So make sure you definitely come in and check us out. But yeah, Dibes, I got to agree with you, man. If they do, I really got to believe that. If he does stay hot, but with this team, I would like to see, like Castellanos, I'd love to see him get re-hot. I'd like to see him get heated up again, and join in. Like, I just don't want it to be like, it seems like the Phillies can't get no more than two guys going at the same time. I would love to see the Phillies get 3-4 guys going. I think JT's starting to come around too. He's starting to come around a little bit. So, Dimes, he said, if we get a lot of Ian Book tonight, I'll be probably going to be turning off the game and going to bed. I think we're getting a lot of second half of Ian Book. I would like to see Tanner McKay, but I'm going to get into that when we talk birds coming up here in a few segments. But yeah, I can agree with you there on that one, man. I might be going to bed early myself. Might be watching the first half and getting ready. But yeah, with this Phillies team, I mean, if you're taking a look at, man, it's just some of the stuff that they have coming up. I mean, this month, especially September, it's going to be brutal. And I mean, totally brutal coming up. I mean, if you're looking at it, they got 3 with the Cardinals coming in. After that, they have 3 more with the Angels. Then they go to Milwaukee for 3 games. They go to Milwaukee and San Diego. San Diego, to me, is kind of a team that's kind of fallen off a little bit. So I don't really worry about them too much. So, yeah, I'm not worried about San Diego as much. But then, really, if you look at it, their next homestand, basically starting on September 8th. From September 8th until, September 8th until basically the end of the season. It's basically September 8th. Yeah, they have September. I mean, I'll just look at it from here. Really, from the 1st of September, they have 3 with the Brewers, 3 with the Padres, 1, 2, 3 with the Marlins, 1, 2, 3, 4 with the Braves, all at home. So this is all at home. And then our Fightins go on the road. They go on the road on September 13th. They play 3 at St. Louis. Or I'm sorry, is that 4? Yeah, 1, 2, 3 at St. Louis. Then they play 1, 2, 3 against the Braves. So we got 7 against the Braves so far. 7 against the Braves, 3 against the Marlins. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 games against the Mets. 3 with the Pirates here. Of course, the Phillies end up on the road against the Mets. So really, you got division games basically coming in now, basically except for the Brewers, Padres, Cardinals twice coming in. So it's really crazy. Hey, Linda, what's going on? Glad you found me over here. Same show, just different network right now. Or not right now, but different network. But yeah, I'm Linda. I'm over here doing my thing. So yeah, I really like what I'm seeing right now going forward. I think the Phillies can definitely do something that can be kind of special. I think this can be a special kind of run. I know my boy Matty B. He's really kind of been getting on Schwarber. Schwarber is what he is. And if you look at it right now, I think they said it's Matt Olson and I'm forgetting who else. I think it's Matt Olson and Ohtani are the only two. I think they have more homers than him. Might be somebody else, but I know he's at 32 home runs. He very well could be at 40 by the time we get to the postseason. So you're looking at, a very good power-wise. You're looking at a pretty good year for Kyle Schwarber. But I'm just worried about Aaron Nola. I need this guy. He kind of bet on himself this year, and if you're looking at it, he's losing. I don't think he's going to get the boatload of money that he thinks he's going to get just going forward, man. It would be hard. Now, I heard pretty much the Cardinals have already said they're going to he's one of the guys they're going to make a run at in this offseason. So Philly's got a lot to think about. But that's for another time and another place. But I want to see some of these guys that have been kind of like lulling around, like your Nick Castellanos, like your JT Realmutos, like Alec Bohm. I'd like to see these guys, get moving along a little bit, man. I like I said, why can't the Phillies have 3 or 4 guys getting hot instead of 1? My other half of P&M and the AM, and he does a great job, guys, covering the got just about everything here. He's our Bugs Bunny. Pat Bernard, do you blame the pitch clock? It could be, Pat. It could be. We talked about that earlier in the years about his struggles, about it being a pitch clock. I think he should be used to it by now. I just don't think, I still think you got to remember too, they're kind of tinkering with this clock too. I think when it comes at the end of this year, you may see them add more time on, because a lot of good pitchers have been struggling this year with this pitch clock, and Nola just happens to be one of them. So I think in the offseason, you're going to see some adjustment with this pitch clock. They may move it back to like 15 seconds or something like that. Maybe 20 seconds in between pitches. This way, this guy, he's used to pitching at a pace. And when you're pitching at a pace like that, and you've been pitching like that for years, and then all of a sudden you got to speed up your delivery, kind of makes you do things that you don't want to do. So, I mean, I really do believe, man, I believe that he's going to be able to be okay. So, with that being said, guys, if you want to go and see, you want to go down and see the Phillies, there's only one place to go.
All right, guys, it's time to talk about Sherry's Tickets. Sherry'sTickets.com is easy to use and has no hidden fees. The price you see is the price you pay. Pay less and play more with Sherry'sTickets.com. Save even more by using the exclusive promo code EOP10. That's EOP10. Do not pay hidden fees and save 10%. Why use any other ticket reseller and get those hard-to-come-by tickets to the big game? If you need a more personal touch, give them a call at 610-494-5050. That's 610-494-5050. Sherry'sTickets.com also has great theater and concert tickets that are hard to get your hands on. Remember, do not overpay and save with the best at Sherry'sTickets.com. Save 10% using the promo code EOP10. That's EOP10. You'll thank us later. Sherry'sTickets.com.
Wow, there we go. And with that, we're going to be moving on to my AFC preview. Guys, I've been definitely talking about that. Oh, before I move on, Pat says Bryce Harper has looked well in the series against the Giants, home run in every game in the series. Yes. I was also saying Edmundo Sosa stepped it up as well against the Giants. Pat, you're right. He has. We need more of that. I think we just need more from our everyday players. I'm hoping for JT to turn it around because he's been kind of quietly having like a kind of a mediocre year. So I definitely want to see what that is going forward with him. Well, guys, I want to break this down now as much as final thoughts really real quick on the Phillies. They have a 3-game set coming up with the Cardinals. For me personally, I would like to take just 2 or 3 from the Cardinals. Keep winning these series. They keep winning these series. They're going to move on. They're going to keep moving on. Again, I'm going to keep pounding the table. The 2 teams that are above them in the, I guess, as part of the division winners, Atlanta's a very good team. The Dodgers are a very good team. Regular season. I don't hold much stock in either one of them going into the postseason. I just don't. Atlanta has shown time and time again they could be the best team in the league. They were a 100-win team last year, and the Phillies took them out. Took them out in 4 games. So, again, the Dodgers, again, they're another team that they're just during the regular season, man, they're just powerhouses. They come in, they wreck everybody. Come playoff time, man, there's just something that doesn't click with them for some odd reason, and I can never really take that. I don't take them serious in the playoffs. I really don't. They have proven to me. Yes, I know Atlanta won a few years ago. The year actually before that, the year before that, the Dodgers won in the shortened season in 2020. But go back and look over these last few years with, Atlanta getting in the playoffs. Look what the Dodgers getting in the playoffs. Like the Dodgers, I'll give a little more credit to because they did get to a World Series besides, the one they were in. So, I mean, they did lose to Houston. So, yeah, I'll give them a little bit more credit. But for the most part, when the Dodgers get into the postseason, they don't win. They don't. And not unless if you're looking back like years ago. So, I don't have no faith in those 2 teams. And the Braves, forget it. The Braves, they're the biggest choking team in Major League Baseball history. That team could go on and win 110 games and will be eliminated the very first series they play. That's the type of team that the Braves have. So I'm not taking the Braves seriously. I mean, I'm really not. And I don't think the way this is going, like I said, the Phillies got 7 more games with the Braves. I'm going to wait and see how the Phillies play against them. It's usually been kind of neck and neck. One team will win 1 more than the other or maybe 2 more. Hasn't really been dominant over the last 3 years. And I think the Braves got a hell of a team. They just can't put it together in the postseason. They did like the Phillies did. They caught fire. They were the hot team going in a couple of years back. They end up riding it to a world championship. But if you look back, even after that and, kind of before that, Braves history in the postseason is not really good. Same thing with the Dodgers. Their postseason history, last 20 years, not really good. And I don't fear the Dodgers in the playoffs. I really don't. I think the Phillies kind of own them. I think they played, 4 times in the postseason? And the Phillies have won 3 out of 4. I think the last time the Dodgers did anything against the Phillies in the postseason was in the late 70s. So, those 2 teams I'm not worried about. I just feel like the Phillies can match up with them. As they did against the Braves last year. They had a guy in Strider who, kind of kicked their teeth in a little bit throughout the regular season. And Strider looked every bit as scared to be standing on that mound at Citizens Bank Park. He's probably the scariest I've ever seen a pitcher look. And the Phillies just destroyed him. So, and they kind of own Clayton Kershaw, too. Clayton Kershaw doesn't have a good record against the Phillies in the postseason. So, again, I'll save it for that. I'm not buying into the Braves or the Dodgers because every year, other than those, a COVID-shortened season, and I will give the Braves credit, they did catch fire a couple of years ago, and they deserve to win that. But other than that, look at their history. Neither one of them teams match up. Matter of fact, the Braves have never beaten the Phillies in a postseason series. So that gives you something right there that you can really kind of hang your hat on. Pause. Got to do a liquid. It's funny. They're not a sponsor. We're going to have to work on that. Now we're going to move on to I did the NFC preview a week ago. I'm not going to give records because I don't have everybody's schedule in front of me. These are just going to be the teams that I pick that I have going to the playoffs out of the American Football Conference, better known as the AFC. So we're going to start in the West because the defending Super Bowl champions are there, the Kansas City Chiefs. I do believe that they will win this division again and make the postseason. Second place will be those Los Angeles Chargers. And I also do believe that the Chargers will also be a playoff team this year. Third place will be Jimmy G and those Las Vegas Raiders. But I think they're going to make it very tough for the Chargers to win that division. I think, this will be Josh McDaniels' second year out there. He's got Jimmy G coming back, someone he's very familiar with and familiar working with. So Jimmy knows the offense out there. He also, they come with that Raiders defense is pretty nasty, led by Max Crosby out there. I kind of like them. I just think they're probably going to fall games short of making the postseason, but I think the Raiders will be a much improved team than they were a year ago. And leading up the basement of that division, I have the Denver Broncos. I have no faith in Sean Payton whatsoever. It's his first year there. He's going to have to get rid of some clutter. With that being said, one of the clutters is going to be Russell Wilson. He has just steadily declined. If you're taking a look at it, I don't really see him turning that franchise around in 1 year. So I mean, they did pick up a few decent pieces in the offseason. Perrine from Cincinnati went over there. He'll probably get more touches at running back. I just think Sean Payton's an overrated coach. He did stay down there in New Orleans forever, but he also had Drew Brees, and he also had pretty decent wide receivers down there. So I think he's a little overrated, and I want to see what type of coach he's going to be this year going there. So I don't really think he does anything special for Denver, and I think Denver will be lucky if I got them winning probably 5 games. And I'm serious with that. I think the other 3 teams in the division are way, way ahead of the Denver Broncos. The NFC South, I am going with Dougie P and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I do think that they are the best team in the division. Second place. This is where I'm probably going to differ from everybody else. I love the Houston Texans. I think D'Amico Ryans, even though he has a rookie quarterback down there, I think they're the second best team in that division. I'm not sold on Tennessee, even though they went out and got DeAndre Hopkins. So what? I'm not sold. I actually have Indy finishing ahead of. I have Indianapolis finishing third. The only team I have going from the playoffs, though, in that division is only going to be the Jags. I think they're the only team that makes it. But I think Houston comes in second. And followed by Indy, and then Tennessee. I think Tennessee brings up the rear in that division. I don't know why I'm not liking it. But there's my boy checking in, Mr. Met himself, Kenny Fry. Guys, make sure you check Kenny out over on my well, not mine, but my former network over there at Out of the Box. He does a great Mets podcast every Wednesday called The Bat Cave. Make sure you check him out. One of the realest ones. Kenny, I like your Raiders this year. I think they're going to give the Chargers a battle for second place in that division. I think they come up just short though of making the playoffs this year. I just kind of did a little quick review on them, but I love it, man. I really do. I think with these guys, you know, I'm not sold on Indy's going to be rebuilding, and I think the longer Richardson gets his feet under him, I think they're going to be able to go to. And the whole Jonathan Taylor situation, which I'm going to bring up once I start talking birds, I really, how he's doing how he thinks. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know. Right now is 7:28 here on the East Coast, right outside of Philadelphia. And I would not be surprised if you hear before the end of the game that there was some type of deal to acquire Jonathan Taylor. You should just come to expect that. It's been multiple reports that I've seen on Twitter that the Eagles are one of the teams that the Colts are looking to trade him to because it gets them out of their conference, out of their division. And, if I'm the Eagles and you have a chance to add a guy like him, I would. Now you would have, Hurts and Taylor in the backfield and or you'd have Hurts as your starting quarterback, Jonathan Taylor as your starting running back, and then you also have, good old, oh man, yeah, Kenny Fry, yeah, the Magic Man, Jesus. So I don't know. There's been a lot of reports that the Eagles are really in on trying to get him now. So is the Dolphins. I heard they were trying to get him, and also the Chicago Bears. So let's wait and see. But I think the Eagles would have more to give now than probably, I don't know, maybe not Miami. Miami's got a plethora of running backs down there too, with Raheem Mostert and the other kid, Jeff something. They both played in San Francisco together. But I'm going to continue on here with this AFC preview. I'm going to move over to the North now. The Bengals are the king of that division. I think it's going to be a three-way battle for second place, and behind them, and it could go either which way. I think Pittsburgh has improved. I just don't know if they've improved enough. We saw the Browns here last week, and I'll tell you what, if it doesn't work out with Deshaun Watson, that Thompson kid playing quarterback could be a good future for them. And then you got the Baltimore Ravens. Does Lamar stay healthy this year? They did sign OBJ. So, I mean, kind of have to wait and see. I don't know. That's a hard division to come by. I do have Cincinnati getting in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would be one other team really between Baltimore, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Houston. Between those four teams, it would be one of those teams, I believe, getting in. Hey, what's going on, Eileen? Thank you for joining in. I'm pretty sure your computer's working overtime here, which I don't blame you, but hey, thanks again for the support. And yes, she wrote Jets, baby. Yes, I'll be cheering for those Jets, Jets, all except for the week when we play you guys, when the Eagles play you guys, and then I won't be rooting for you guys. But then, other than that, I'll be rooting for them. So out of those four teams that I just mentioned, Baltimore, Cleveland, Pitt, and Houston, I think the best team out of that would probably be the Ravens. But I'm not sleeping on the Browns or the Steelers. I think that division is going to be really close for second place. I think it's Cincinnati and everybody else. Now, the most compelling division in the AFC, it's got to be the AFC East. And, I mean, and this is a team, and we're not even talking about the team that's ruled the division for over 20 years. We're talking about the three other teams in that division. And I think they get three teams into the postseason this year. I really do. I like the Jets to win the division because I'm not sold on Josh Allen. I'm not sold on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. They don't want to run the football, and you're leaving Josh Allen out there to just throw interceptions left and right. And to be honest with you, he's lost some firepower with his wide receivers and his tight ends. He's lost them. He's lost some weapons up there. So it's going to be kind of hard for them to, I think it's going to be kind of hard for them. I think they make the postseason. I think they're good enough to make the postseason, but I don't think they're a division winner. I got the Jets first. And the only reason I have the Jets first is because of the guys playing quarterback. You have Aaron Rodgers and the rest of the guys that he brought with him from Green Bay coming in. There's continuity there. Maybe not with the Jets coaching staff, but there's continuity between Rodgers and those receivers. And he's got some good young ones there, too. He's got a hell of a running game in New York. They just picked up Dalvin Cook. Now he's got a 1,000-yard back to turn and hand the ball off to. Jets are going to be a very tough team. And I like them to win the division there. But I think right behind them is going to be the Miami Dolphins. I think the Bills are in third place this year. And it's not a knock. It's just they don't run the football. They don't run the ball. And I'm sorry, those Sundays up in Orchard Park, you can't have Josh Allen slinging the ball around. You just can't. And it just goes to show you, like, when the defense can sit back and just play zone, it's going to be hard for them. They just refuse to run the ball. And your defense is taking a little bit of a hit too. They lost a few key guys out of there on special teams, on defense. They lost some guys out of there. I mean, they're going to be. To me, I don't think the Bills did enough to, I guess, reclaim their status as division leaders. That's what I'm trying to say. They haven't done that. They haven't acclaimed. They didn't do enough to keep their top spot in that division. Everybody else got better. And I'll tell you what, we're going to see that opening night. I mean, right away. Jets, Bills, Monday Night Football. That's going to be good, man. Week 1. So I have the Jets, the Dolphins, the Bills. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be a long year for Bill and Mac Jones. Even though they did go out and sign Zeke Elliott. I think Zeke Elliott will help them. I do. I think Zeke, he's not the same guy he was in Dallas, but he's going to be that guy that if you need to get in the end zone, you're going to be able to turn him and hand him the ball and let him get it. So I think Zeke he'll be eaten up there in New England this year. And if they're going to give Mac Jones any help, they're going to need to feed Zeke a little bit and kind of feature him a little bit up there. And he joins another two-headed monster with Stevenson. So between Stevenson and Elliott, I think their running game could be pretty good. And Bill's going to have a really good defense. You already know that. So Judon just re-signed up there. So I'm looking to see, like I said, this is going to be a dogfight. It's kind of like the NFC East, like I said a week ago. The NFC East is going to be a dogfight. The Giants are good. Cowboys are good. The Redskins the Commanders, they're not as bad as people think that they are, besides the Eagles. They're going to be beating each other up. I see this for this Eastern Division too in the AFC. I think they're all going to be kicking each other's butt, man. I really do. I think they're going to be kicking each other's tail. But I like I said, I have it going Jets, Dolphins, Bills, Patriots, with my playoff teams being Jets, Bills, Dolphins, Cincinnati, Jacksonville, and Baltimore. You guys do what you want to do with that to get to the I think I had Eagles, Cowboys for the NFC Championship game. Out of those teams, I am going to do Cincinnati, New York Jets for AFC title game. So there you go. So my NFC. So basically, my two setups are my two championship games for this January upcoming, or February, I should say, upcoming. AFC title game, Bengals, Jets. NFC title game, Eagles, Cowboys. So we can go from there. And I know a lot of people are probably like, that's a homer pick with the Eagles. But if you're looking at the whole NFC, you have Eagles, Cowboys, and everybody. It's a big drop off. It's Eagles, Cowboys, and then everybody else. I'm telling you, I'm still not sold on the 49ers. They can't figure out who their quarterback's going to be. Matter of fact, I think they picked Purdy today to be their quarterback. So good. Let Mr. Irrelevant come here again, and we'll definitely see on December 3rd how Mr. Irrelevant is. So, but guys, if you want to go see those birds, maybe you want to go see them in, I don't know, say Tampa Bay.
All right, guys, if you're a Philly sports fan and you want to travel with your favorite team, then travel with the best. Go to phillysportstrips.com. They have self-travel packages and full travel packages available with round-trip flights from the Philadelphia airport. Packages include direct flights, 4-night stays, all-inclusive tailgate parties, lower-level group tickets. Whatever you want, you got it with phillysportstrips.com. If you want to travel to an upcoming Phillies game, make sure you check out Philly Sports Trips. And do not forget, Philly Sports Trips has all the away trips for the Eagles' upcoming 2023 season. Jump on it now, because you do not want to lose out on all these great opportunities. Go to phillysportstrips.com.
Whew. Man, let me tell you, the tailgate for Philly Sports Trip is worth the price alone. I did the Washington trip a year ago. It was amazing. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be doing any trips this year. I'm going to actually go back and take a look, see if they have anything open down the line. But I definitely want to do a trip this year. Hopefully I can get to a couple of them. But they also do home tailgates too. So make sure you go on there. I know they have one set up already for the Thursday night home opener. Unfortunately, I'll be here with you guys, leading you guys into the game. So with that being said, we're going to move on to our next topic. Oh, wait a minute. I got a comment. I'm so sorry. Romeo John. Oh. Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay. Here we go again. Every now and then you get some crazies that kind of chime in here with it. We won't worry about, man. This is what we came to talk about right here. Eagles preseason finale. 2023 preseason. I will not miss you. Just won't. To be honest with you, you stuck around a week too long. You should only do 2 games. Get in, do your work, have a game, couple games, do one away, one at home, get out. Get prepared for the regular season. Some really good battles have been taking place. And I've seen some young talent that I'm really, really kind of liking. The young man, Ellis, the linebacker, I feel like he should be the one. He should be starting next to Nakobe Dean. Zach Cunningham has had a very, very good camp since being acquired. I mean, he got here late. He really did. And he got here so late. He came in the same day, with Miles Jack. So I would really like to see him. I'd like to see them maybe give, Nakobe's not going to play tonight. And you're really going to find out who that other starter is going to be. But I do think Ellis makes this team. He's made a great push to become the starter. I think Nick Morrow's in trouble. He had a very good first game. Against the Ravens. I thought he played fast. He played downhill. Last week, he was kind of invisible. So for me, guys, tonight, I'm really looking at the first half. Matter of fact, I may be in bed sleeping by the second half because the second half are going to be these guys that we're not making the team. And I feel bad because they actually just picked up a pretty decent wide receiver in the kid Swain that played for Seattle and Denver. He's not a bad wide receiver, but you knew once they signed him it was pretty much that kid was coming in just to be a camp body. Same thing with that. I like the defensive tackle that they picked up from the USFL, the kid from that played for Pittsburgh, this big Samoan kid. I liked him, but again, came in late. You knew he's just a camp body. So my question is, does Rashad Penny make this team? I don't think he makes this team. I really don't. I think unless Howie pulls a deal off for Jonathan Taylor and Rashad Penny's a part of that deal, that's the only way I can see him really doing any benefit for the Eagles this year. To me, he just hasn't looked, in my eyes, he hasn't beat out Trey Sermon. And that was with Trey Sermon fumbling last week. He hasn't beaten him out. It's just, to me, I want to see what they do with this running back position, because it looks like Boston Scott and Kenny Gainwell have made, and DeAndre Swift, their spots are secure. This last battle spot comes down between Trey Sermon and Rashad Penny. And I don't think in my eyes, Penny hasn't won that job. Sermon has. Trey Sermon has won this job. So I really want to see what goes on. Again, do they keep Penny? What's going on with the Jonathan Taylor situation? He's here in Philly tonight, Jonathan Taylor. I don't know how he's going to let that kid leave. He only has until Tuesday to work out a deal. So maybe they kind of get him to stick around a little bit. Who knows? But the Eagles are one of the teams they're looking, and they're looking for basically what would not a first-round pick, but like a picks that would, if you put them all together, would equal into a first round. Is what the Colts are looking for. So I don't know. Could they trade a Kenny Gainwell along with some picks? Maybe trade Gainwell and Rashad Penny and a couple of picks. Kind of lightens up your room a little bit. You still end up with 4 backs. If you look at it, you end up with Swift, Taylor, Sermon, and Scott. Not a bad running back room. I would definitely do that. I would. I mean, I don't understand why they wouldn't. I don't know if Kelly Ringo makes this team. If he does, I think he goes practice squad. I think they put him on the practice squad. He hasn't had the very best showings, as you can say, of camp. Eli Ricks, I think, has made this team. And trust me, if he gets put on the Eagles practice squad, somebody's going to take him. He has played very, very well. And if I'm the Eagles, I find a place for him. Zach McPherson is going to be going for the year. Eli Ricks should have his spot with that. So my whole thing is, let's just get through this game. Let's get through this game healthy. Let's let Tanner McKee do 3 or 4 good drives, put some points on the board, 17 to 20 points on the board, get him out. Let Ian Book play with a 20-point lead or something. See what happens. Now that you think about it, though, I probably might watch the second half because there's probably going to be some hard hits coming in the second half. So we are definitely going to do that. I had something in mind here. Well, I also want to see what goes on with with this offensive line. Got to see all the hitting and everything else. So we're going to step aside real quick. Let's pay some bills.
All right, guys, let's talk about Cherry Law Firm. If you get hurt at work in a motor vehicle accident, personal injury, or affected by criminal law, you got to call David R. Cherry of the Cherry Firm. call 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Let David R. Cherry fight for your rights. Again, that number is 610-565-0300. That's 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Let David R. Cherry fight for your right.
Whew. Yeah, guys, definitely make sure you check out our guy David R. Cherry. He will definitely help you with all your needs there. So finishing out with this, again, guys, I'm only going probably like 50 to 55 minutes tonight because I'm going to get from where I am here in the studio back home to get ready to watch this game as well with you guys. It will be 7-8 going forward, but also have some sad news I got to bring up in a little bit. But getting there here, I think who do you guys – I don't know who my surprise cut's going to be. I don't know. I think a lot of guys have had pretty decent camps. But I would be surprised. I think Dennis Kelly might get his walking papers today. I think Dennis Kelly gets his walking papers after today's game. I think he gets his walking papers and he gets to go. So with that being said, I'm going to move on to my final thing. And unfortunately, guys, it's a sad one. A lot of you guys know I came from the world of professional wrestling. I wrestled full-time for well over 25 years. And, kind of got some bad news a little earlier before I actually went on the air today. Ray Wyatt, the son of Mike Rotundo, nephew of Barry Windham, dead at the age of 36. Apparently he had been fighting an illness. So found out this morning he had passed away this morning. WWE did confirm it. It was on their Twitter. And that was right after yesterday we lost a living legend in Terry Funk. So I know my guys over at the Steel Steps are going to be covering this way to the fullest. Hopefully you guys are. But yeah, Bray Wyatt dead at the age of 36, man. That's really kind of rough. And I know I talk, I mainly talk Philly sports, but with my wrestling background, I never met Bray, so I'm not here. I'm not one of them guys that, oh yeah, he was my buddy. I've never met the man. But to lose for him to pass away at a very, very young age and at the prime of his career. I do send my condolences out to the Rotunda family. So hopefully they will get some ease, I guess, at this time. Hopefully, like I said, if you watch Steel Steps, hopefully these guys get into that. Also, the passing of legendary former NWA champion Terry Funk, who I did get to meet as a very young guy in the wrestling business, was a very nice guy to me. He was very nice to everybody that he met. If you ever talked to Terry Funk was very, very nice guy. Love football. And he would, when he would come to Philly, I met him a few times around, actually going to ECW shows. After an ECW show, he kind of was drinking beer with us. And he was cool. He was cool. Walt checking in saying, go Birds. Yes, Walt, definitely go Birds. Guys, I got one more spot I got to run here. So let me run this spot real quick. And, oh, wait a minute. Where'd it go? Oh, I got one more spot I got to do. Yeah, we have to pay bills around here. It's a must. So let me run this spot real quick, and I'll be back in about 30 seconds.
All right, guys, when you're staying local and you want to watch a great game or just hang out with some great people, make sure to go to Dolan's Bar at 24 East Sellers Avenue at Ridley Park. Right off of I-95, south of Philadelphia Airport, Dolan's Bar is the place to be. Great music, great times, memorabilia giveaways, great drinks, and even better food. You never know when a former Philly sports icon walks through the door. You got to go to Dolan's, 24 East Sellers Ave at Ridley Park. Tell PJ that EOP sent you. Go to dolansbar.com or follow them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or even TikTok. We'll see you there for the game.
I got to give a lot of kudos Dibes did an awesome job on these commercial spots that we have for our sponsors, and I think he did an awesome job. That's why I played them tonight. I usually read them out and let you know where to go, but he's not lying, especially with this spot here for Dolans. You never know who you're going to run into there. You could be over there. Me and my wife went there for Game 2 of the World Series last year, and they had Lenny Dykstra there. Like, Lenny Dykstra was just walking around chilling. Was over there with Big Al for their wiffle ball tournament. Their little wiffle ball thing that they had this summer. Was over there with Al. And Mickey Morandini, Charlie Manuel was there. Hollis Thomas. So, like, it's true. Like, you never know. Like, there could be a random Friday night, and, like, literally, you may run into a former Philly sports personality. You know, like, they'll just be sitting in there chilling. And yeah, it's a great atmosphere, man. It is a great atmosphere. You know, PJ tells you, man, he's got the smallest bar. He's got a small little bar, but I'll tell you what, that outside, and it's popping all year long. All year. It does not matter. It could be cold out there, man. They got the heaters going, and it's a really good time. So if you're around the Ridley area, make sure you definitely stop in at Dolan's. I highly, highly recommend it. So with that being said, guys, I am going to cut this a little short tonight. Like I said, I'm sorry. But yes, I want to get home in time for kickoff. So I am going to be cutting this short. Again, tragic news out of the world of pro wrestling today. Bray Wyatt passes away at the age of 36. Again, my heart, deepest condolences go out to his family, to Mike Rotunda and his wife, Bo Dallas, Barry Windham, the whole family. Again, guys, life's short. So if you have something to say to your loved ones, make sure you get it across to them, because you never know when you're going to take your last breath. And don't want to end on a sour note. So go Birds, and I'll see you guys right here next week on the Locker Room Sports Show. And I am out.